And we're live.
Always when it's loading, I get nervous. Always. Oh boy. Hello. It's Thursday again. We are here. I can't believe it. Hello, New Jersey, Felicia. I hope I said that right. I'm sorry if I didn't. I'm excited. Welcome, everyone. Thursday, December 17th already. What the heck has happened to 2020? Actual dumpster fire, but it's okay. We're here. We've made it. Next year, we'll get better from here. Welcome, everyone. Settle on in. Happy Thursday. I hope everyone's well. Let us know how you're doing. I hope everyone's getting excited for the holidays. If you have any time off, what are you doing with your time off? I won't lie, folks. I'm off for the next 2 weeks after tomorrow. I'm very excited to just have some R&R. It's time for a little bit of relaxation. All right, great crew coming in here. We see Texas, I see California, Arizona, Dallas. Hello, everyone. Welcome back as well. If you're here for guys, I finally counted it out and made it right this time. We're on our 34th webinar. And if you have been following us, well, thank you for being through all of these amazing webinars that we've been having. If this is your first time, welcome. Welcome to the Hi Mama Helps webinars. We are super excited to have you. I'm watching the chat. Hello, Long Beach, Alaska. So here in Toronto, we've had a little bit of snow. We've got still just only a little bit. It's more of a dusting, folks. Like, it really isn't something to stick. And today is beautiful and sunny. And if you have or live anywhere near the cold weather or are in it, then you know when it's beautiful and sunny out in January or December or February or March in Canada, usually it means it's freezing out and it's cold today. So hope everyone's well. A minute or two more. Get you guys settled on in here for our last Hi Mama Helps webinar of 2020. When we come back, I'll be saying 2021. This is very exciting. Hello, greetings from Six Nations Reserve, Ontario. Hello, welcome. Welcome. Alberta, New Jersey again. Jersey City, I see, Idaho. Hope everyone's doing good. Got some sun out your way there, Tracy. Yeah, it's nice to see it at least. It makes it, I don't really like it when it's super gray. You do learn to live with it, but you know, I like a little bit of sun even when it is snowy. So hello, everybody. I'm very excited. Guys, I'm super excited for this webinar. I've been looking forward to it since we said, let's do one about diversity and inclusion around the holidays. This is just absolutely right up my alley, actually. So I'm excited. Hello, Massachusetts. It's snowing down your way. We're probably going to get that later, or it went the other way. I don't know, but lots of snow coming around. 'Tis the season. I'm hoping for a white Christmas. Check the time here. We're not too far out. We'll get settled. For anybody who's joining us, we're going to be doing a little toast here at the end, a little cheers. So prepare yourself, if you like, with a beverage of your choice. Of course, you know, please don't drink and drive this holiday season at all. On that as well. But if you'd like to join us in a beverage of whatever choice, it can just be a good old glass of water. I have like 4 beverages going here, guys. My tea, my water, my glass of wine for my cheers later. It's just a lot happening. So. Snow day in New Jersey. You know, I've heard that it went through, and we got a little bit of that weather. I think that came up from down your way. So I'm sure we'll be very similar in weather styles. That's for sure. So, all right, minute or two more. Not too much longer. Hope everyone's well. Settle on in, folks. Get comfortable. This holiday special edition here. Let's call it that. I'm in my office. This is my office. This is actually where my husband usually works. As you can see, we have our tree behind us, which is so close to me. It's actually like, it's only like this far away from the head. Like, I don't know how he does it, but it's kind of wild. I said a small tree. When you send your husband, ladies, or your partner, or whoever, make sure you maybe give him dimensions of what small means. No, we're very excited. It'll be really nice. It's kept up really well. So, and we like to do a real one. So. Before we dive in, we've had a couple of people already. We are very sorry about the technical difficulties that do come along here. We are looking for a new platform for you guys so that this way your user experience is better. So please don't be shy. Please be patient is what I should say. But if you're having any difficulties, we are recording, so don't worry. If you have to duck out and come back and refresh, we've got you covered on the recording end. So don't worry. All right. I think it's time. I don't really want it to actually be, guys. It's a little bittersweet here today, but let's rock and roll. As always, if you've ever joined us before, just remember, guys, that we are, we're not personalized legal advice or financial advice. And I've said this many, many times before. Thanks. They love my sweater. I'll show you guys in a sec. But you guys, at the end of the day, we want you to take away tips, strategies, things that you can implement at your center. If you're ever looking for anything, make sure that you, especially around licensing, consult your financial advisor, your licensing advisor, whoever it is. Make sure you guys are just following up on the right people for the right places and things like that. So just remember, the last person you want legal advice or financial advice from is me. It's not cool, guys. So today, as always, I'd mentioned this before. Session is recorded. All right, it will be out with you guys in the show notes tomorrow, along with the slides, along with the certificate. The certificate will be made available here at the end of the show, as always. And like I mentioned, show notes will be out there tomorrow. So don't be afraid if you sadly can't stay for the whole thing. We hope you can, but if you can't, we know life's a little messy. And like I said, if you have connection issues, please just refresh, reconnect. And we're sorry that you guys, we know you're having some technical issues on your end. We know it's a little bit of platform, a little bit of a couple of other things. We are looking for a new platform. So don't be, don't worry. We're getting there. We're getting there. We want to give you the best user experience too. So at the end as well, please, if you haven't, grab yourself a beverage of whatever choice it may be. It can be water, folks. It can be, if you're at home and you want to have a small glass of wine, a Shanty, whatever tickles your fancy. We're going to have a little cheers at the end. Okay. Even if it's glass of pop, I'm not really fussy. Here on your end, if you've never met me, I'm Ria. I'm one of the early childhood educators here at Hi Mama. I've been on the team for 3 years come this spring. Fun fact. Okay, guys. First of all, I love H&M. This is where the sweater's from. And here is my sweater. So I told you guys last week it was going to be the best. So this is a sensory overload. When you rub up, the sweater changes. Yeah, it goes to yo, yo, yo. Best sweater I ever bought. So if you're ever looking for one, they usually have some pretty nifty things out in H&M, but there's so many great things out there. On chat, Carmen's on chat, as always, as well as Kiah's here. She's going to be popping on in a little bit to talk. Here's Carmen. Kiah, you want to come on and say hi too?
Yeah.
Hi, everyone.
How about,
hey, everyone.
Excited to have you guys. Yeah, Kiah's fabulous sweater.
And I'm improvising. I have like a race car sweater on, but it's red.
It's red. As always, guys, they're on chat as well. And Kiah is going to be on a little bit later to talk a little bit more about our activity database. So I'm super excited. Let's dive in. Let's get on with it. The show is started. So of course, we're talking about the holiday season, and it's really hard I shouldn't say really hard, but it can be difficult around the holiday season to help be inclusive around this time of the year. We always want to say holiday season. We want to say Christmas season. We want to say Merry Christmas or, and there's been a lot of trend into happy holidays, like personally, whatever floats your boat. I'm a Merry Christmas person, but I also like to be inclusive and understanding about the people around me. So happy holidays is usually a big thing. I want to talk a little bit more about that inclusivity around the classroom and just kind of touch base a little bit some of the different holidays there are to discover around the world. If you've never heard of them, I'm sure you guys have probably heard every single one I'm going to mention today. And then we have some activities already kind of built out for you. If you're looking for something to get started, or if you've never seen our activity database, shame on you. I'm just kidding. We want to show you guys that. And then we want to hear from you. I'm super excited to get a little bit of input from you guys and see how you're being inclusive in your classroom. So stick around here. And then for the end, and then Ms. Kiah as well has a special update about ECU of the Year Award. So don't go anywhere because this is huge. Holidays, first of all, this is what I think about around the holiday season over the course of the winter for myself, but it's time to relax, for me, reflect, celebrate, and I hope you take some time to surround yourself with those important people at home and safely. So let's jump in to some tips for the classroom about being inclusive. And the nice part around these tips is that not only do they apply around the holiday season, but they also can apply like just in general. It doesn't have to be specific to the holidays. But let's start with the tourist approach. And the big one here is dump this guy. You don't really want to take that touristy mindset when you're talking about facts about different cultures. And we can definitely get caught up in this. I'm guilty of it. Don't think you're the only one. But especially around the holidays, when you're talking, different cultures usually tie back to different religions, different beliefs, different understandings of life. And it can be a really cool like aspect to explore. Obviously at the right age appropriateness. You don't want to be talking too many theological things with someone who's 2. You might be surprised. We do have a blog though, talking about the tourist approach and avoiding that approach. Which we're going to include the show notes. And so a couple of key facts from that, guys, about making sure you're referring to the right facts, that you have some good facts. That can be hard too, especially it's like what's right, what's wrong. But making sure to be inclusive around activities that will help expose those new concepts in a very appropriate manner. And then making sure you spread out those materials through the classroom. That can also be very hard right now. And I get that because, we have limitations because of COVID. But doing our best, and I think a big piece we can do with that is potentially around books, which is my number 2 one. Quality books go a long way, and I personally love a good book. I do a lot of reading on my day-to-day basis. But for a child, and especially if you're potentially introducing a new belief or a new concept around a holiday, a quality book goes a huge way. And Erin, I see you guys are learning more about the holidays rather than celebrating them. I like that. I like that approach actually very, very much, because it shows that you're also willing to open. You're taking that tourist approach away from your mindset, and then you're going into seeing what different things are out there, and you can find out so many different things. So look at some great books that also have children in it doing different things. They show different abilities, all abilities. And then I highly recommend making some activities that go with that, because it tends to tie back really well. It resonates, especially as we all know when a child sees a child in a story in a picture book, it often creates a resonating sound with them because they can reflect and relate to it. And it's a great piece to show some of those different traditions, whether you're going around the holiday season or if you're even going around like just different celebrations that happen throughout the whole year. There's so many. You trust me. I think if we actually developed a curriculum just based off of celebrations, then we'd be packed, folks. We'd be packed. Another great blog is we have one about opening up and talking about different abilities. Children all around, no matter what kind of abilities they have, we're all priceless. So be that model. We all know role modeling is the number one way children learn. They learn through those interactions. They see you talking to parents, they see you talking to other children, and children are smart cookies. So at every aspect, remember that children learn from you, and you know this. Children learn from their parents and all of that modeling. So making sure to show some value to some other cultures. And one of what the really interesting things is that obviously you may have like differences with other cultures or beliefs or things like that, and personally I feel like I have difficulty when I don't understand it completely, but I can still show value to it and obviously respect to it, and I know everyone else here does too. So very important, do some homework, and that may incorporate some family experiences, which we'll touch base on in a sec, but making sure that, like I said, your facts are correct, and then this way you can stay away from that touristy approach. So teach them acceptance. We love this, and value. This is huge. Hello, Lucinda. I see you typing all over. She's going off, guys. I saw her today. But this is a huge piece. When we show that other children have those common bonds, but yet they can be a little bit different, it still doesn't mean that, especially with COVID, we always used to have parents coming in and out of the center. Being able to talk with them just quickly about something is really, it's kind of gone down the tubes. But I say make a phone call, Okay, your parents are your number one resource. It's huge. Number one resource. So especially if you potentially are, maybe this is a new family to your classroom and you've never celebrated holidays that they're bringing to the table for you. So I would highly recommend and encourage them to talk with you about it, whether that comes from pictures or different foods or stories that they would talk about, learning more about what it is and taking time to chat through with them. It will definitely be super helpful, super valuable for you, because then in this way too, not only are you showing that you want to be connected with those families and that it's a great piece to have and create communication around, but it also shows a lot of respect too. So I want to just add as well, make sure, and I highly recommend before you maybe jump into celebrating any holidays or taking on some learnings from holidays, so make sure that you are incorporating every single one of your children's backgrounds this way, so that parents don't feel left out. They don't feel like you're singling their child out or their families out. And of course, this way you can have, just an overall great communication. And personally, I love the amount of food. Different things for me are like great things. So we find unity in diversity. We have a great question coming up here. You have a child who's coming in from Pakistan and wondering what you can do to send home with him while the other kids are doing some Christmas cards. That's a great question, actually. And for me, particularly, I don't know enough about the background, but maybe if somebody else in the chat would like to jump in. And I also recommend tying it back and asking the fam. Ask those families, what's something particular for them. I know some backgrounds there around Pakistan. Christmas is not obviously a time when they celebrate. Depending on where you're from, it could be more of Diwali that happened in the past. Regions I know are different from vary to vary. But I would recommend anyone in the chat having any ideas around that there, and we'll keep going on. Let's jump in. Some of the holidays we see around the world in December, we all know the number one. I'm not going to spend a lot of time around on this one. Christmas, billions of people celebrate it around the world. It's typically, we all know this, on the 25th here. And it's obviously, over traditional times changed. Now it's a little bit more about like Santa and the gift giving and the family gatherings. Obviously, back in, still people celebrate it this way, but back when it first came out and the idea of celebration here was around the birth of Jesus Christ. But on this side too, guys, there's still a lot of symbolic things around this, the feasting, and this even ties back with other cultures. Feastings is huge, I think, across the board. And but within the classroom, if you wanted to keep it as like a basic approach, if you do want to go for a little bit more of a religious approach, obviously just make sure you can. But stockings was one of my favorite ways. I actually used to take some big boxes and create a fake fireplace in the classroom. Always put it next to our tree, and then from there, all the kids would hang their stockings up on the box. And then some letters of Santa's a great one, and of course, gingerbread cookies, guys. It's my number one. I eat way too many already. Jumping on, Hanukkah is another one that's celebrated by billions as well, and obviously it's very much a Jewish religion, but traditionally it's commemorating the Second Temple, and it's a little bit different, especially because it goes over a little bit more of a span, a couple of nights. And if anybody as well is of Jewish background here, I'd love you to chime in. I'm not as fluent about what's happening in this, but on the same side, I'd love to hear any thoughts. If you have any ideas around how to celebrate this in the classroom, please shout them out in the channel. But of course, I love the menorah. I always say it wrong, so I do apologize. You light a candle every night for 8 nights. I always think they're so beautiful. And no matter where I've seen them, they're stunning. And you guys have certain foods and special songs that go around with it. And there's a little bit of gift giving involved as well. So that's kind of like a really small version. There's so much more to this, guys. So the dreidel song is a big one to take away, to learn, to listen. There are some gifts as well that come in creating crafts around this time that are very important. And what I love about this actually is the time from family as it pulls you together, that piece, and see some similarities obviously with it, but the time that you spend with your families, I think, is a huge piece around this. So I personally had to do a lot more reading for myself on this one. And yeah, I see that as well. A lot of centers don't choose to celebrate like a Christmas season. That's actually very, very normal, folks. But is there any other holidays? I'd love to know, like Carmen has said here, if you're allowed to celebrate any, or you have to make sure that you're celebrating more than one, obviously. So very much, Erin, you do have to make sure that Christmas and they're not the same. The dates don't match up exactly. So it's making sure, kind of like similar with Kwanzaa, similar with Chinese New Year, dates don't really kind of fall together. It's more around that holiday season, right? So making sure you're being very appropriate around that. So Kwanzaa, to bring up, very similar idea around with the candles. They have different meetings here, and if anybody does celebrate Kwanzaa, I would love to know a little bit more. This one I'm very, very, very much need to read much more on. So ideally here, it's celebrated still by millions of people around the world. Roughly runs from the 26th to January 1. But the idea here is you're celebrating some social values, some family, some unity within your community, right? So candles do play a part, I think, across the board. But in this case, they especially have some meaning. Okay, so red one, usually it's the unite of people, it's the blood, it brings people together in their community. Black, of course, is for people. I think we could also say it's for anybody, but green is for land. It intends in Africa as well, so that this way you're understanding a little bit more. And now for me, there's the other two here, and I'm not going to say them because I know I'm not going to do it really well, but around those foundations in which your home is built, which your foundations, your life is built on, and then the roots that you are settling into. So it's lighting a candle every night. And for them, especially when it comes to objects, specific objects, kind of similar to celebrating Kwanzaa, that you have your mat, which has to do with like the idea around your foundation that you're on, and there's special books that have been read through this, but the colors mean a lot. And I love that. I love colors. I love the decorations, which actually pulls me as well to Chinese New Year and the idea around colors and meaning. So I think there's a lot of really cool ways that you can incorporate this. So weaving is a huge one. I remember doing some weaving when I was way back, because I can't date myself yet. But it was a huge one, as well as so many great skills that you're learning with that. I would take some time to decorate as well in the classroom if you can. This one's a big one. So Chinese New Year, this year coming, I was actually excited. It's the year of the ox, which is my mom actually. And this starts after the Christmas holidays usually, but it starts around the new year, obviously. And it's really interesting, and I highly recommend take some time to read up about Chinese New Year. It was very fascinating, very, very fascinating. So many different customs. There's obviously an idea around like one main custom, but the region you come from can play a little bit more differently depending on what you've been brought up with and how you portray this. So I would say connect up with your families, especially if you are choosing to make a small celebration around Chinese New Year. It's great. The ideas around it is there's family reunion, you're cleaning house, you're getting ready for the new year, and it's important to get rid of all of the bad of last year, and get ready for the incoming good luck. I love the color, guys. The colors just are so unique around this time for me. So making sure that you're having some different activities, maybe celebrating this. It could be zodiac animals. I love this, especially if the children are a little older, when they find out their animal, and learning some traditional songs, and maybe even talking about doing the parade and everything. So you've got a lot of options that you can do. There's so many really cool pieces around this. So I learned this, and I was really excited to share this with you guys because I did not know. But apparently red is a huge thing around this time of the year for people who celebrate Chinese New Year. And there's lots of music, which I knew that part. The traditional clothing, stunning clothing, folks. And the idea around different activities, decorations, those things. But red is huge. It's there to scare away evil. Get rid of that bad fortune, the bad luck. I think we all know. I've got red on. I was hopeful for 2021, but different foods, dumplings, I've read from many areas can be in different types of dumplings. If you've never had a dumpling, you're missing out. Sorry. I travel on my stomach, guys. I can't help it. But making sure to incorporate some of these things from families, especially if there's tweaks, depending, like I said, on the various regions that they come from. So I know in other religions and beliefs, red can mean something totally different too. I know I've read that it can be the color for fertility. It can mean, there's so many cool things that red means. So I get stuck up on the color. Good, but done.
Yeah.
Anything?
Yeah, honestly, you did a really great job, Ria. And I would just say for those holidays that you're like not super sure about, that you don't celebrate yourself, just to really do your research. It was really interesting, and you know this, Ria. When I was creating those activities, I was having to spend a little bit more time on them. And it was really super insightful, actually, because I learned a lot of things. The menorah, for example, like creating the menorah, but it was actually the Hanukkah research, because there could be some like false or like generalizations out there about different holidays. So making sure that you're going to like a trusted source, like Wikipedia might not be the most trusted source. So to consult people who celebrate these holidays. So I'm seeing a lot in the chat right now that people are asking their families that celebrate these holidays, and maybe clear up some misconceptions about the whole conversation, but to kind of clear up some of your own biases as well. So a lot of learning to do.
So many learnings, but it's so great. It's such a great opportunity, and it's so cool to learn about. I find that the holidays tends to make that opening up of like different cultures and understandings, and it's just such a cool place to start. If you haven't, start, because there's so many things you're missing out on that are really unique and cool to them. But I'm going to let you talk about Hi Mama's Activity Center, our database there, and then we'll dive back in a little bit with some more communication. So.
Perfect. Thanks, Ria. So our Hi Mama Activity Center is something that we've been building out this year. And right now we have live, right now, we'll put the link in for you in the chat, a bunch of great activities that you can incorporate into your classroom right now around different holidays. And, you know, stick around for some more ones coming in January 2021. We're going to keep building this thing out. I'll give you a sneak peek of what it looks like, but I definitely encourage you to go take a look around. The great thing is, if you do have New Year's activities, Kwanzaa, Christmas, winter, Hanukkah, and of course that has all the other ones. If you've been with us before, we always talk about like the different themes that we do. So right now there's a lot of different holiday ones, and we're going to keep building this out. Send us suggestions. We just got another suggestion in the chat about a Sri Lankan holiday. So thank you so much for sending that. If you want to see a holiday in here, maybe there's a holiday that you celebrate. I would love to look into this myself, find out a little bit more about this holiday, and share and development. And you can print off a PDF as well. If you have like a whole binder full of activities that you want to keep, you can print it off, or you can send it out to family members. And the good thing about all these activities is pretty much everything parents and families should already have at home, or you should have in your classroom. We don't want you to have to go out and get a bunch of things. So we made sure that these activities are accessible as well. So we list out the materials and the learning outcomes, so the different domains, skills, and indicators, as well as some adjustments for maybe younger children like infants and toddlers, and older children like older preschoolers, kindergartners, and school agers. So pretty much anyone can do these activities. We'll have the instructions lined out for you clearly here as well as the adjustments for older preschoolers and younger children. And as I mentioned, you can download the PDF. You can send these to your families, or you can keep them yourself in a beautiful little PDF right there. Amazing. So definitely check out our activity database. We'll plug in the link for you here in the chat in just a moment. Check it out, share it with your fellow ECEs, and let us know if you tried one of the activities. I've gotten a few activities sent to us over social media from Dwali. We had a few customers send those activities they did in class. They shared it with us, and it was really, really amazing. So let us know if you're doing some of these activities in the classroom. Awesome. Ria, you want to pop back on here?
Yeah, we want to hear from you guys. We want to know, and you guys have been sort of telling us through the whole webinar, but what holidays you're celebrating in your classroom. I'd love to know. I've already seen a couple here where there's a couple of people who've been saying that they do their Head Start, so they do a unit around December, which covers different celebrations, but I'd love to know maybe if it's just one way, how you guys are including some different cultures, and if you do want to post anything after on social media, tag us. But please, I'd love to hear anything you guys do in your classroom to celebrate the holidays right now. I know it's not easy right now, folks. It's a hard year. We definitely hear you. I hear you. Everyone else we're all in the same boat. The rock, it's floating. We don't know where it's going, but please, I'd love to hear. Pop it in the chat. And I'd love to talk about a couple here today, just to see where everyone's feeling. Amy, I know you were saying you guys are remote right now, but you're having a New Year's party. I love it. I love that you guys are having a New Year's party. Once you guys get back to school, you guys have been out for a while. It was very much Christmas holidays was the big ones. One of the other holidays that I didn't really touch too much on is the fact that Boxing Day was technically a holiday, created between the US and the UK, actually. I had to read up about that. I didn't really know. Here, I had a couple of notes on it. It was obviously that bonus holiday. It was traditionally created around the idea of when you send the Christmas boxes out with some small gifts, leftovers, things like that. And of course, gift giving around and donations around the holidays has very much changed, and our view has changed. So it's definitely evolved over time, that is for sure. So we have a couple of people who are doing some Advent Zoom meetings. We're seeing that the centers, they're giving some presents. I love that. I love. Let's see here. We do, Amy, you're saying you guys do a light unit for December and incorporate the different holidays. Right on, guys. And I love that. It kind of ties in so well with how so many different cultures, backgrounds, beliefs, but they all tie into some great light. Like it's so fantastic. I love it. A couple of people here who celebrate Christmas, Hanukkah, Diwali, Chinese New Year. Lana, you guys are doing some gingerbread units. Oh, I love all of this, guys. I'm sorry, it might take me a couple minutes, but please, any great ideas, send them out in the chat as well. There's a Santa drive-through. Love this. I love this, but you still get to see Santa. The Santa Claus parade was always huge. This year it was done really well for us here in Toronto. I think they did a great job considering the circumstances. So we'll definitely, I think, see some changes for the future, though. That is for sure. But Pamela, you asked the parents at the start of the year what holidays they celebrate, so you can do those activities. I also love the movie time. Number one movie for me by far is it's still my favorite, but some centers I see, yep, guys don't celebrate Christmas, and I totally understand that. Inclusive throughout the time, so that's fantastic. A couple of people, the activities, they were just shared there in the link. If you're looking, it's himama.com/daycare -activities if you're looking for it. A couple of people here. Let's see what else. A couple of people celebrate Kwanzaa. They celebrate Hanukkah, Christmas, winter solstice. Fantastic. If they have, you guys are doing some great jobs here. Fantastic stuff here today, folks. Christmas around the world. I love that. There's so many cool things you can do with Christmas around the world. And it opens up a door of so much learning and so many different areas. So sharing the way Christmas is celebrated around the world. Yep. It's me being very, very Dutch. We celebrate the beginning of December is the start of it, and then of course Santa Claus comes later. It's a very unique tradition, that is for sure. Yes, some Head Start. Yeah, I see some don't celebrate any holidays. Some celebrate Christmas of Lights or Festival of Lights. My apologies. As also part of it, so that the families do a cookie swap. I'm in. Where, when, and how can I get there? Folks, I had a friend of mine who did a delivery of some cookies for myself, left them on my front door so that she could give me some cookies. And that was on Sunday. It's Thursday. There's like 4 cookies left. I'm so bad. So bad. All right. One more thing here today. We may have like a bit of an early wrap up. We want to make sure to give you guys lots of time to talk, but I'd love to hear what's one thing you're thankful for this holiday season. Ms. Kiah, if you'd like to join, I can start. Or even Carmen too, if you want to join as well. But one thing thankful for this holiday season, I think time, the amount of time I've had at home. I think I've said this more than once in many different occasions, but time, for my family, for the connections that I've had. That's more than one thing, but there's so many great things I'm actually thankful for this holiday season. And family, I think, is like the number one. What about you, Kiah?
Honestly, my work has been a family. Like, you guys as a team have been such an amazing family. I don't have much of a family. So seeing my coworkers every day on Zoom has just added like a little bit of like more personal connection. I know a lot of us are like zoomed out and everything. So just having someone I can come to every day as a team has been really amazing. So that's what I'm really thankful for this year.
Kiah, stop.
Mhm.
Guys, well, I'd love to hear. So we've got a couple of people. I've seen family health has been a big one. We've seen encouraging, celebrations with families. Obviously, they share their cultures. That's fantastic, by the way, folks. Brenda, you're thankful for the job that you have to come to, and that you became a Mimi. Oh, she's a Mimi, folks. I love the nickname Mimi as grandma. It's just, I love it. Let's see, family, health, some mental stability. I'm so happy to hear. I know that this year has not been the easiest. We've had many conversations around this in regards to mental health. So please take care of yourself this holiday season to have some R&R. And Kiah, by the way, feel free, jump in if you see any great ones here. Chrissy's thankful for the children who came back after the lockdown here in Toronto. I agree. The families, the support around so many centers, I feel like have said the support from their families has been absolutely amazing. Kiah, I know you can echo this. You've been talking about it as well on social, that families have been fantastic as they've been coming back from lockdowns.
Yeah, I just had one too. Someone, whereas I want to get the wording right, getting to know my children a little bit more. I'm trying to look for it here. There's lots of comments coming in. But that's like something that's super, super important too. Like, we spend these times with our families and our friends, but do we really get to know them? Like, we're stuck in close quarters with them every single day, and we're getting to know maybe those little habits, or kind of forced to spend a little bit more time with them. So that's something I don't think we should take for granted, and something that's super special as well, is really getting to know the people that you live with.
Yeah, finding out those habits just a little bit more, aren't we? All right, couple of people. Bobby, you're still, even though it's a hard and crazy year, you're still very thankful for, just having a job. I love this. There's so many people here who echoing the family, echoing being with their grandchildren, the energy that families bring every day, their health, the gift of working with their children. I think you guys have so many amazing things coming through. Keep them coming. I want to make sure to give you guys a couple minutes just to get those all through, because it's huge. I love being able to hear, and I love being able to Evie, she really appreciates all of the suggestions. I love this. She's in a preschool, and the tools that they promote diversity in the classroom. So the suggestions give her some time to just help think that through. I think this is amazing. Lots of people are thankful for, obviously, their daughters, their wives, their husbands, their boyfriends, whoever you may be. There's so many great people out here. Health keeps coming up. I agree, guys. It's like I mentioned, the dumpster fire that started 2020 for us was actually true, guys. We had a dumpster fire that happened at work, and Kyle, you were there. And it was a bit wild, but at the same side, I think it was foreshadowing. It's foreshadowing. So, okay. Yeah. Making sure to get some updates, guys. Anything here in the chat, we may end a couple of minutes early. I just want to make sure to get you guys all in. Please tell me anything you guys might be thankful for this year. You've been phenomenal as well. I want to maybe just take a time, and Kiah, if you want to add to this, shout out. Over the last 34 webinars, you guys have been absolutely amazing. We've had such an amazing turnout. We've gone from huge amounts of people to a little less, but at the same side, you guys keep coming back Thursday after Thursday after Thursday, and giving these amazing tips, tricks, strategies, thought-provoking moments has been absolutely phenomenal. So I want to take a moment to thank everyone for that, and for being here over the last several weeks, as well as we've been managing some technical difficulties as well. So thank you everybody for that, and for being a part of our webinars thus far. We will be back. Kai, is there maybe a shout out you'd like to give us here?
Yeah, I just want to echo your thank you to our community. You guys have been amazing, and thank you to every single early childhood educator out there. 2020 could not have been done without you and our amazing frontline workers. You know, when you think of frontline workers, we really thought of like healthcare professionals, and we thought of those who keep our grocery stores open. But the real heroes and the real frontline workers are you guys. Um, I know so many people went a little nuts when their children were at home for too long, and the parents started to realize what an amazing job and stressful job and thankless job our ECEs do. So thank you to each and every single one of you. And honestly, speaking from my heart, and Ria, we've both been in the classroom for years, so we know exactly how hard it is. And I really couldn't imagine myself back in the classroom doing what you guys do. Thank you so much. We leave every Thursday like on this high, like me, myself, Carmen, and Ria. We come into like a private chat after, and we're just amped up and we're so excited. And it's because of the amazing ideas and the amazing community that we have, and all the amazing comments we have in our chats. So thank you everyone so much.
All right, Miss Kiah, I want to make sure to give you a moment to chat about ECE of the year. So I'm going to jump forward. Folks, be blessed this season. You know, the season's about being engaged with the world and the idea around conspiracy of love. So I loved this quote when I found it. So take some time to rest. Hopefully you guys have some breaks. If you guys ever have any questions as well, we always have open Q&A, but please don't be shy to send us, send it personally to myself. So it's just Ria at Hi Mama. I'm sure Kiah, if you ever want to take them, it's Kiah at Hi Mama. But making sure if you guys ever any questions, we're always open. We've kind of done some big shout outs already. So thank you to all of you for all the amazing work, but I'm going to let the certificate fly here, folks. So if you want it, please do grab it. It's there for you. But as always, it will be in the show notes tomorrow. So just download this guy, PDF, fill in your name, your center name. It's all yours. And like I said, it will be in the show notes tomorrow when we send out the email. So, and if you guys want the recording, slides, all that fun stuff. So we'll be there. Perfect. All right. Next session, we'll see you guys in 2021, January 7th. We'll be back, folks. And I'm super excited. 2021 is going to be better than 2020, obviously, but we're very excited for some great things, some new tech for you guys. That will be the number one, and getting you guys connected up perfectly. But Miss Kiah, take it away, please.
I'm so excited. So if you are thinking of leaving, stick around for 2 more minutes of your time. I promise it'll be worth it. We just announced our finalists for ECE of the year, and we are so excited. So do you want to find out who they are? I wish I had like a crowd behind me being like, yeah. Okay, I'm just going to imagine everyone at home is like screaming their head off right now. Like, we want to know. I know Ria is. Ria's probably laughing. So if you haven't heard of EC of the Year, this is our, oh geez, I wish I counted. I think it's our fourth or fifth year running. But it's every year we know being an ECE is a super underappreciated profession, and we want to change that. We want to give a special spotlight to someone who is an EC and making a huge impact in their community, and we want them to win the title of the ECE of the Year. What will they win? So first of all, they're going to win an iPad, and so is the nominator. Huge. They're going to win a personalized award plaque. They're going to get an interview on our preschool podcast, and we're also going to feature them in a spotlight on the Hi Mama website. So lots of great, amazing awards and prizes there. And over the last few weeks, we have narrowed it down. We've gotten a lot of submissions, and we narrowed it down to the top 5 finalists. So we've had some amazing, compelling stories. I personally had tears in my eyes this morning, like trying to pick them and read all their stories. So thank you everyone who submitted their nominations. Yeah, drum roll, Robin. So we have our 5 finalists currently posted on our Instagram and on our Facebook. So just head to those 2 social media platforms, type in Hi Mama app. If you're not already following us, please do so that you can stay in the loop. And it is a People's Choice Awards this year. So we want you as our community to comment on these posts as to who you think should win. So we have 5 finalists. You can read through their stories. We've tagged them as well, so you can check out their pages and see the amazing things that they're doing in their community and comment who you want to win. Feel free to share the post, like the post, get it out there. As I said, ECE, and you guys know ECE is such an underappreciated sector. So let's get the word out there. We're going to be announcing the winner on January 8th. But like I said, this is all in your hands. Hi Mama's done. It's up to you guys to decide who the winner is going to be. And without saying goodbye, we're going to do a little bit of a cheers, but we also wanted to share a little bit of bittersweet news here. Unfortunately, this is going to be our last webinar with Carmen. She'll be moving on from Hi Mama, and it's been phenomenal connecting. She says it's been phenomenal connecting with everyone through these webinars. She'll still be cheering all of us on and all of you guys on into 2021. And she says you're in amazing hands with Ria and Kiah. I don't know if she's able to reconnect. Oh, there she is.
Yeah, I've reconnected, and hopefully you guys can hear me here, but it is bittersweet. It is my last webinar with you all, but I'll still be around here. And yeah, I just wanted to give you guys a cheers, a send off, but I'll be around in 2021. Don't be a stranger. And if you want, you can add me on LinkedIn. It's just at Carmen Choi. Happy holidays, everyone. Thanks for your energy, your time, as always. Thanks for this year. It's been awesome connecting with you. And we'll see you in the new year.
Happy holidays, all. See you. Cheers.
Bye.
Cheers, everyone.
Bye.
Cheers.